excited.
I would be excited too. I put out candles for you, so you can
Oh, nice.
maybe some essential oil. I
Yes.
took a bubble bath before you came,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
sorry,
was
Rose.
well.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of holes, I was put some fresh flour in there, and
mhm,
then also I need sprinkle. My secret is I put some essential oil. I need put
yeah.
some frankincense in there, and also some some of the other ones, some nutmeg and stuff like that. You like that? I see your
Yeah,
dimple.
how'd you know?
Well, your dimples is come out when I said that. So God,
Yes.
are you?
So listen, Rose, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. You are a champion with, I'm sure, a lot of other better things to do. But
Oh, don't be
I
so
know you
sure
are
for her.
preparing for
Yeah.
the rematch.
I'll show you what I'm doing.
You already,
I'm
oh,
recovering.
nice.
Oh, God, are you? What's that?
Yeah, that's my recovery.
You're
Nice.
recovering.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Sorry,
you
go
guys were
ahead.
just out running. So how long of a run do you guys do at night then?
Gosh, I just got done doing 6.5 miles.
Okay. And what's
Yeah.
the pace on that kind of thing?
So I think I was running around like an 8-minute mile pace.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Now, Patch is able to keep up with you.
Oh, he was on the bike.
Of course, he's on the bike. God, are you?
Yeah.
You would annihilate him in a foot haste, no?
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. He could get me one time, but then like 10 times after that, he's done.
Oh God,
yeah,
are you?
yeah.
So
Well,
he's
he's a
just
sprinter. He's built for sprinting too. He's not like a long distance guy. As a woman with a lot of thigh, I relate to Pat very well.
Yeah.
yeah, he's thick.
Yeah.
He's thick. Yeah,
Yeah, the stamina needs some work.
he's thick and lovely. Oh God, does he talk shit like from the bike? Like to
Hmm.
inspire you, or he just do whatever?
I kind of talk shit to myself, really. So
Like,
yeah, he
come
don't
on,
need to.
what kind of stuff she said, Chisa?
And still,
Oh,
Nice.
yeah,
so
So
it's
you
kind of
give
like,
yourself positive reinforcement, right? Because it is interesting to me. A lot of people,
yeah,
how people respond, right? We see some people in general, athletes. I'm not even just talking fighters, but some people respond to negative reinforcement. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You got to go in there and do this thing.
yeah.
And obviously, for you, positive reinforcement seems to be the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for the most, like 9 times out of 10, that's definitely the way to go for me.
Mhm.
Because I'm kind of like constantly beating myself up anyway, so I'm like constantly having to like positive reinforce myself. But I guess there are that I do get lazy sometimes too. So every once in a while somebody does have to say like, get off your ass, Rose. But like very rarely.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's like it's you do like what's his name Diego Sanch, where he's like yes,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Sometimes that can do that. You have to trick yourself. If I'm doing some stuff and I can't get through it, I have to tell myself like I love this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this shit. God, are you?
All in here, man.
Yeah.
But what don't you like doing, Rose? Because you've been at this for a while. You're obviously clearly very successful. But I have a lot of times people say they hate going to wrestling practice. So I'm curious, is there a part of this that you enjoy the least, where you require the most positive reinforcement?
I would say almost like every part of. I think it's just like taking pictures and like doing like I guess like media stuff is kind of probably the most challenging thing.
Yeah.
But I've also learned how to like kind of use it to benefit me and sort of like use it as a way to prepare myself. So
Mhm.
I've learned how to like anything that I don't like even the times where I don't want to do the ice bath or this and that. Like I
Oh,
find a positive in it because
the
I
ice
just
bath. Oh.
yeah. But I
Mm.
but I learned to like conquer those things, all the things that I don't
You
like
know,
necessarily like.
Host, tell me what you think of this, because I see that he's got you in the ice bath and stuff like that. And, I think if you was to maybe try a different trainings like with myself, I'm going to put instead a warm bath and with some bubble and some,
Don't
or
do
like
it.
a bath bomb or something like that. And like I
Yeah.
said, how nice would it be instead of cold water, you're going to do a warm water with essential oil.
You're really on this
Can you
essential
imagine?
oils.
And then I'm gonna put maybe a Sade just to relax your mind
I
and
like
to get.
Sade. I
Yeah,
like
I
Sade.
bet. Yeah,
Who doesn't?
What
I'm
a
gonna try it.
what a coincidence. I'm like Sade too.
Yeah.
I also like Keith Sweat, and you know, you can mix it up, whatever. There's no
Yeah.
rules. Why are we putting rules on this stuff? You know?
Yeah.
Rasad,
Totally.
I don't think anybody listens to Keith Sweat anymore.
Well, you try. That's why you're not winning like your Uncle Hanash. Your Uncle Hanash is still doing that. That's why he's have the results. The
Yeah, you
results
gotta
speak
throw
for
it back.
themselves. You understand?
I guess. So, Rose, question for you. You have a rematch coming up. You know, I believe in your life you've had a couple of rematches, right?
Yeah.
So, do you like that mindset? I mean, you know, obviously you were successful the first time. So does that just give you all the confidence in the world? Like, how do you approach a rematch when you've already won the first time?
I feel like I'm very successful. I know I'm very successful in my rematches because I'm the most, I feel like I'm the most adaptable, quickest learner, I feel like, in, you know, that I've ever kind of, I don't know, as far as like my other competition and stuff. And so I do enjoy like the advantages that I have in rematches because I am such a, I feel like I learn my opponents really well and I game plan very well. But I do feel like sometimes it is sort of it can get into your head a little bit and it's very psychologically demanding. So it's one of those things that I look forward to the challenge, but it is a challenge for sure. Yeah.
Well, and I would also think it's extra challenging because, you know, on the other side of this, Zhang Weili is the one who didn't win the fight, and you know she's over motivated, you know what I mean, to get revenge. So it's like, if any time in a rematch, if you're the one who won the first one, you never really are going to coast much though, because you know that person is like doubly motivated to beat you.
Right. Yeah. I think yeah, that definitely, you know, gets me up in the morning and it gets me training harder, is knowing that she's going to be very hungry and stuff like that. But you know, at the end of the day, as long as I have the desire and know what it is that I'm doing, somebody can want it as much as they want and as much as ever, but it can only, you still got to be the better fighter, right? So at the end of the day, I'm very confident in that as long as I stay focused and do exactly what I'm supposed to do and take care of business. Yeah.
I for some reason on this episode, Karen, they're giving me all kind of flowers and they saying we love you. You know, I've never seen so many flower that people is comment on this, and I feel like we're gaining a fan base here who is excited from me.
I'm pretty sure it's probably for the champ.
Yeah. Right.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I mean, it could be that.
Essential oils.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, well, if you want to go back to that, we can talk about
it. There are a lot of, I mean, she's popular, Renato. I mean, it's
just, well, you know, but I'm just grateful that you decided to left. Where's the Patch Barry? You know, you didn't brought Patch.
No, he's still here, man.
Where's the Patch? Let me just see that one.
Patch.
Patch.
Hey,
oh,
there he is.
Yo, what's happening?
Speak of the devil, and he is up here.
Huh? I'm making dinner, man. I'm busy.
You're making the dinner.
What are you making?
Red beans and rice with a smoked turkey leg and a smoked sausage.
Oh, God. Smoked sausage.
Kale salad, and juice.
Wow.
Oh,
wow. I gotta step up my game. I gotta offer some. I'm gonna offer some different menu then.
Nah, but you can't get that on Grubhub.
No, that's not a Grubhub.
Now let me ask you, where you came from originally, Patch Barry?
New Orleans.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that because no one ever talked about you as being one of the Louisiana guys. And I said, why the fuck this guy sound like a Cajun? I said, that's what I said. I said, why he sound like, where he got that from? I thought maybe he was like Steven Seagal. You know how on Lawmaker, he did that fucking accent that came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, you know, he do the Cajun stuff. That make all the sense now in the world. You really from there.
People don't know I'm from New Orleans. People don't know I'm black. Like,
well, I know that. Well, because we talk about that shit because people don't know about you. our boy Lionheart, or I call him light-skinned Heart.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that shit, but people who have a black in them, it's like a gaydar. We can tell. You go do 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 do. You go, that person is a black.
Yeah. You instantly know.
Yeah, and then when you put the head beams and heights and the greens and all that shit, oh god.
Right. Very nice.
Yeah.
So listen, you know, Pat, it's funny because I use you as a reference point a lot.
Yes.
Remember back in the day, we did an interview, and you were talking about how on the walkout, you ask your team, "Am I ready? Am I ready?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you ready, Pat? You ready?" And you're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And that story always stuck with me because I think it's so incredible what you guys as fighters do.
Yeah.
And yet the fact that you were so honest about the fact that, like, yeah, you trained and yeah, you did all this stuff, but literally still in that moment where you're going to put all of that work and just show it off. And at the best part, you're like, oh shit, like, oh shit. Like, it's crazy to me. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which fight was that?
All of them.
Oh, that's what you always feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the last little bit of reassurance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've done most of what I was supposed to do in order to get ready for this fight, and then I just got to get the thumbs up from somebody else, because if you ask me, I'm not.
But even on the days when when you felt most like on the fights that you had your best performance, can you go back and look and see how confident you felt before it as you were walking there? Like, do you guys recognize the difference now in different fights and your confidence level and that kind of stuff?
I think there's for me, it's like different voices, like different, I want to say, like, I don't want to sound crazy, but like different personalities, you know, like, like there's the, you know, I got Negi Nunes in there who's like always keeping me on my toes. Like, she's always like kind of talking shit, like, you suck, or, you know, whatever. And then, and that she's kind of like, you know, just keeping me ready and pushing me to go harder. And then, you know, but then I got like Thug Rose who comes in and it's like, no, watch out, everybody, like, I'm about to do this, you know? So, so I think all those voices, it's just whoever's speaking at that time, you know what I mean? Like, and there's a moment, there's a right time for each voice to be speaking. Just kind of
You know, I think the negative voice is like, I think it's just your body trying to tell you, like, it knows that you're getting nervous and that something's happening. And I think it's trying to get you to just stop doing this because it don't want you know, just like it don't want you to get hit by a car. Yeah. So I think it's trying to do the high thing, but you tell it, like, we don't need you right now. We love you. You're great, but right now you gotta shut the fuck up because the thug hoes need to take care of business here. Right. And we gotta make some money so I can feed you fucking ass. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's not even a negative. I think it's just trying to save you. But it just don't understand why you would go into a situation like that. Right, yeah, you like know? Traumatize yourself. Yeah, even in performance, you know, like your Uncle Henach, if I'm do TV, movies, plays, modeling, when I'm do runway modeling, whatever I'm doing, at first I feel like a little nervous here. And then I think it's my body going, hey, look, we don't need to put ourselves out there. Just go home, relax. And then I go, now, the people need to saw that one. The people, my public is deserved that.
Thank you, Renato.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We all appreciate
Well, you're welcome.
We appreciate that. You know, Rose, what do you make of your time in the UFC? You know, we met, obviously, well, we met a long time ago, but the world met you as a UFC fighter through The Ultimate Fighter. And you were so successful on the show. It didn't go your way at the end, but you know, your time in the UFC has been so interesting. And I'm curious if you like already look back and go, man, I've done a lot of stuff in like a little time. Like, it's been pretty wild. Yeah, I like retired like 10 times. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's been quite a roller coaster, and it's been an awesome journey. You know, it's been so fun. It's been crazy at times, really hard, and yeah, you could definitely make a few different movies, I feel like. Yeah. But I love every second of it too, and I really appreciate
just being able to go out there and compete again. And I'm really looking forward to November 6th, even though it's like every step of the way is like, all right, a little closer. But yeah, I'm equally as very excited for this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. It is exciting. Renato, did you have anything to say?
No, I'm just soaking in. I don't want to step. You know, I'm trying to let you guys get a couple words in.
Well, I didn't want to step on you. I know.
But trust me, there's plenty of stuff. So you know, if you want me to keep talking.
Go ahead. No, we're gonna get to the Fact You game in a bit. But I do have another question. So, what do you make of Zhang Weili going to train with Triple C now? Obviously, he is a wrestler. You know, he won Golden Globes as well. We know Triple C is incredibly talented at a lot of things. But the wrestling is a big deal. Zhang Weili came over. She's been training with him. Does that give you any, I mean, it should probably, any signals about what she's going to maybe try with you? Or just what did you make of her coming over here to change her training for the rematch?
It really, I don't think it matters too much. I think, you know, I think anything that she's doing now has got to be a little bit better than what she's doing before. You know what I mean? She's got to be a little bit smarter, a little bit better, but ultimately she's got to still worry about me. So that's a tall order. And
oh, God, are you?
and yeah, so I mean, she can come in and you know and do whatever Henry Cejudo is doing or whatever, you know what I mean. But we're all ready for that. We got you know a pretty all-star corner myself, so it's I'm ready for it all.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a patch, you know, and I noticed he
Yeah.
give you like that. What he says to you, you guys, they have a videos. You guys say stuff back and forth to each other, like I'm the
best.
yeah, I'm the
You're
best.
the fucking best.
Yeah, you're the fucking best. If you and I, let's say something unfortunate was to befall Patch, and let's say you and I I kind of pick up the torch where Patch was left off. What kind of stuff you think we would say to each other? Like, oh, God, look at you. Look at those dimples. And then I go, and you see the dimple there?
Yeah.
I go, and you go, look at you, dimple. And I go, look, yours. And then you go, look at, and then we get jazzed up.
Wait, where's your dimple at? Let me see. Where? There you go. I see it.
So I feel that we would have a connection from that, and we would kind of like get a different vibe going, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
And you would get energy from that. Yeah, and you would want to win so that you can keep our relationship alive and to thriving. Yeah.
You know,
just.
Oh, God, are you? Look at that.
I will ask Renato. I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
As a 27-time Jiu-Jitsu world champion, what do you make of Rose's abilities with her submissions? We have seen her get them from all kinds of positions. We've seen her, you know, sort of jump into them. We know that is something that is always a threat. And I was just curious, since you are the specialist here, what your take was and basically on Rose's jiz.
Well, my take is this. I you know, everybody who can see, who watched the fight, you know that she's one of the most well-hounded of the male or the female, you know. There's no place where she look awkward or whatever, and she's always gonna be dangerous anywhere, you know. I wonder who is your jiu-jitsu coach here?
Oh, you're right here.
Oh, God, are you? What?
Hey.
What's going on here? You got the whole crew here?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a romantic head beans and heist dinner or whatever.
No, that's another night. No, we've so Greg has been my Greg Nelson been my jiu-jitsu coach ever since like my amateur career. We moved to and we lived there in Minnesota for a few years, and we moved to Colorado, met Trevor, and then ever since Trevor
Whiteman?
Whitman.
Yeah, Whiteman.
Oh, the Whiteman, whatever. Yeah. I like it, Trevor Whiteman. And then also, your coach, you have a great coach too. Yeah. I mean, he's a fan of mine for a long time. Like,
Is that why he's great? Because he's a fan of yours?
Well, you know, the people who appreciate the original one, you know, and he's like a student of the game. So he's take from the original ones, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So So yeah, we got a pretty good corner.
You
So
sure do.
whatever Henry and them is bringing, we're prepared for all that.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
You know, I am curious for you, Rose. You know, when we look at Valentina, when we look at Amanda, they're both so incredibly dominant. And as the other female champ, I'm curious what you sort of, if you take any inspiration from them, or if you know, what you think when you look to them. Because for me, I mean, I live vicariously through both of them. They are so supremely amazing at everything they do. Like it just makes me feel good to watch them. I like watching excellence in motion. I don't care who it is, but I find Amanda and Valentina to be quite inspiring.
Yeah. So I trained with Valentina for quite a while, and
Yeah.
I consider her to be like, if we weren't like, if we didn't, you know, weren't in fighting, I guess like it would be cool to be, you know, be better friends with her. But she's, the time that I did train with her, I absolutely like, I genuinely have like, I genuinely like that girl.
Me too.
Amanda Nunes, she's always been cool ever since, you know, I've met her a few times and she's been pretty cool to me. I don't know her as much, but obviously I draw inspiration from her as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm always like, you know, Valentina in particular, I just because I've witnessed the way she trains and just her style and everything, I've always, and then I've seen how she lives her life, and I constantly like, you know, look at my life and go, okay, well, what would Valentina do? And it might sound, you know, kind of corny, but like, I literally like, I'm like, you know, it kind of pushes me to go a little bit harder, to do a little bit more, to be a little more badass. So.
Well, she do a lot of languages. She speak a lot of language.
Yeah.
Maybe you gotta do that.
Languages, so I gotta.
Oh yeah,
you're up there.
My game.
Wait, what is it? Is it Croatian?
Lithuanian.
Oh, sorry, my fault. Can you speak a little bit that one so I know what it sounds like? Can you say some stuff to me?
Tikrai, labai įdomu, kalbėjom su tavim, labai juokingas, labai kalbu daug, nežinau.
It sounds like a combination from Haitian and Portuguese.
Yeah, a little bit.
It kind of sounds like if you put that together. You know, there's a lot of Haitian in my neighborhood. I live in Hollywood, like Hollywood, West Hollywood. There's a lot of Haitians and stuff. I try to talk to the girl, you know, I say like a ti kresotka and stuff like that. I go, Privyet, Dievoshki.
Yeah, I know like 2 words in Russian, but
But I agree with you, and it's funny that you say that, because I remember leaving a media lunch one time with Valentina, and we were talking about different things, and she was talking about how she likes to celebrate by eating chocolate cake, and I'm like, oh my God, I know all these great cake places in LA, and I literally, Rose, said the same thing to myself. I'm like, man, if Valentina lived here, we'd be besties. Like, I want to hang out with that girl. Like, and you're right. Like she, and I, you know, I speak a few languages too, but I'm like, I don't speak them as well as Valentina does. And like, same thing. Like, I want to be her friend, you know? And then when you see her with Hallie, you're like, like, let's all hang out.
Come I want to be her friend too.
Let's hang out.
You think she want to be friends with me too, Karen?
I don't think so.
No? Wow.
Well, I will say that she does love to train, so I think she's willing to learn from any and everybody.
Even myself, I think, you know, I think that Karen is taking me for granted, you know. One day your Uncle Renato's not gonna be here to kick her out, you know.
5 shows in, and I've already taken you for granted.
Yeah, you're taking me for granted. You know, she get used to this shit, to seeing this. Imagine if she had to look at somebody, some dusty, one of her other co-hosts. Imagine. And then she gets to look at this shit, and then she get too comfortable, you know?